Good evening and welcome back to another episode of The Longing, where today we will be continuing to read Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Sorry, I just went blank then for a minute. But we are going to be continuing to read Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Book 4. So, let's get going. The wildest and most courageous animals hath he envied and robbed of all their virtues. Thus only did he become man. This courage at last becomes subtle, spiritual, and intellectual. This human courage with eagle's pinions and serpent's wisdom. This, it seemeth to me, is called, at present, Zarathustra, cried all of them there assembled, as if with one voice, and burst out at the same time into a great laughter. There arose, however, from them as it were a heavy cloud. Even the magician laughed, and said wisely, Well, it is gone, mine evil spirit. And did I not myself warn you against it, when I said it was a deceiver, a lying and deceiving spirit, especially when it showeth itself naked? But what can I do with regard to its tricks? Have I created it and the world? Well, let us be good again, and of good cheer, and although Zarathustra looketh with evil eye, just see him, he disliketh me. Ere night cometh, will he again learn to love and laud me. He cannot live long without committing such follies. He loveth his enemies. Excuse me. This art knoweth he better than anyone I have seen, but he taketh revenge for it on his friends. Thus spake the old magician, and the higher men applauded him, so that Zarathustra went round and mischievously and lovingly shook hands with his friends, like one who hath to make amends, and apologize to every one for something. When, however, he had thereby come to the door of his cave, lo, then had he again a longing for the good air outside, and for his animals, and wished to steal out. Chapter 76. Among Daughters of the Desert. 1. Go not away, said then the wanderer, who called himself Zarathustra's shadow. Excuse me. Oh, quite yawny today. Abide with us, otherwise the old gloomy affliction might again fall upon us. Now hath that old magician given us of his worst for our good. And lo, the good, pious Pope there hath tears in his eyes, and hath quite embarked again upon the sea of melancholy. Those kings may well put on a good air before us still, for that have they learned best of us all at present. Had they, however, no one to see them, I wager that with them also the bad game would again commence. The bad game of drifting clouds, of damp melancholy, of curtained heavens, of stolen suns, of howling autumn winds. The bad game of our howling and crying for help. Abide with us, O Zarathustra. Here there is much... Excuse me. Here there is much concealed misery that wisheth to speak, much evening, much cloud, much damp air. Thou hast nourished us with strong food for men, and powerful proverbs. Do not let the weakly, womanly spirits attack us anew at desert. Thou alone makest the air around thee strong and clear. Did I ever find anywhere on earth such good air as with thee in thy cave? Many lands have I seen, my nose hath learned to test and estimate many kinds of air. But with thee do my nostrils taste their greatest delight. Unless it be, do forgive an old recollection. Forgive me an old after-dinner song, which I once composed amongst daughters of the desert. For with them was there equally good, clear, oriental air. There was I furthest from cloudy, damp, melancholy old Europe. Then did I love such oriental maidens, and other blue kingdoms of heaven, over which hang no clouds and no thoughts. Ye would not believe how charmingly they sat there, when they did not dance, profound, but without thoughts, like little secrets, like beribboned riddles, like dessert nuts. Many-hued and foreign, forsooth, but without clouds, riddles which can be guessed. To please such maidens I then composed an after-dinner psalm. Thus spake the wanderer who called himself Zarathustra's shadow, and before any one answered him, he had seized the harp of the old magician, crossed his legs, and looked calmly and sagely around him. With his nostrils, however, he inhaled the air slowly and questioningly, like one who in new countries tasteth new foreign air. Afterwards he began to sing with a kind of roaring. 2. The deserts grow, woe him who doth them to hide. Ha, solemnly, in effect solemnly, a worthy beginning, Afric manner solemnly, of a lion worthy, or perhaps of a virtuous howl-monkey. But it's naught to you, ye friendly damsels dearly loved, at whose own feet to me, the first occasion, to a European under psalm trees, a seat is now granted, Selah. Wonderful, truly, here do I sit now, the desert nigh, and yet I am so far still from the desert, even in naught yet deserted. That is, I'm swallowed down by the smallest oasis. It opened up just yawning, its loveliest mouth agape. Most sweet-odoured of all mouthlets, then fell I right in, right down, right through, in 'mong you, ye friendly damsels dearly loved, Selah. Hail, hail to that whale, fish-like, if it thus, for its guests' convenience, made things nice, ye well know, surely my learned allusion. Hail to its belly, if it had e'er a such loveliest oasis belly, as this is, though, however, I doubt about it. With this come I out of old Europe, that doubteth more eagerly than doth any elderly married woman. May the Lord improve it. Amen. Here do I sit now, in this the smallest oasis, like a date indeed, brown, quite sweet, gold suppurating, for rounded mouth of maiden longing, but yet still more for youthful maid-like, ice-cold and snow-white and incisory front teeth, for such assuredly pine the hearts of all ardent date-fruits, Selah. To the there named south-fruits now, similar, all too similar, do I lie here by little flying insects round sniffled and round played, and also by yet littler, foolisher and peccabler wishes and fantasies, environed by you, ye silent, presentientest maiden kittens, Dudu and Suleika, round sphinxed, that into one word I may crowd much feeling. Forgive me, O God, all such speech sinning. Sit I here the best of air sniffling, paradisal air, truly bright and buoyant air, golden mottled as goodly air as ever from lunar orb down fell, be it by hazard or supervened it by arrogancy, as the ancient poets relate it. But doubter, I am now calling it in question. With this do I come indeed out of Europe, that doubteth more eagerly than doth any elderly married woman. May the Lord improve it. Amen. And with that, we are done for today. I'm afraid this is so tricky to read. I've no idea if this is supposed to be read in a particular way, but it's... yeah, sorry. You're not getting it like that. Not from me. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, or night. I cannot wait to be done with this book. I hope you all have a wonderful one of it, no matter what time of day it is. I've said that all in the wrong order, but whatever. Thank you very much for joining me, and we will be back tomorrow for more of The Longing. Goodbye.